This episode of the Poundcast is sponsored by HelloFresh. We all know home-cooked meals are so much better for you, but you don't always have time to pull it off. But with HelloFresh handling all the meal planning, shopping, and most of the prep, it's easier than ever to get dinner on the table quickly and painlessly. For free breakfast for life, go to hellofresh.com/freepoundcast. That's one free breakfast item per box while subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life by just going to hellofresh.com/freepoundcast. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. This episode of the Poundcast is in part brought to you by Louisville Vegan Jerky. You can find their product at www.lvjco.com, and they sell vegan jerky, as the name implies, and they have lots of different flavors, such as pepperoni pizza, buffalo hot wings, smoky Carolina barbecue, and so on. And they also have these sort of special flavors that, they usually have a new special flavor every month. And this month it's Cincinnati chili. It's a co-presented by Alien Workshop. It's Cincinnati style chili, and but there's other fun flavors like Neil hamburger jerky. It's a sort of a hamburger style jerky. There's sesame chicken and Riff Raff's orange chicken. Those are some of the special flavors. And anyway, this stuff is bagged in the United States. It has a shelf life of 9 months, and you can get a discount if you order online of 20% if you use the code word Poundcast. Use the code word Poundcast on your order. You get 20% off. You can also find it in stores such as Whole Foods and Sprouts. So once again, check out Louisville Vegan Jerky Company at lvjco.com. Use the code word Poundcast for 20% off.
Brent talking. Brent, what will Brent talk about today? Brent talking to some pimples. Brent will talk to friends, and Brent talking on the Poundcast.
Welcome to the Poundcast. My name is Brent Weinbach, and I'm here with Ramin Nazer,
the Pebbler,
Ramino Pebble, a.k.a. Ramino Pebbles, a.k.a. the Pebbler.
The Pebcast.
And also here with Mike Fischer, a.k.a. Fisher Investments, a.k.a. Microfiche.
That's me.
Do people ever call you Microfiche?
No.
No, they don't?
No.
Microfiche.
Macro. Maybe
Macrofiche.
Macro.
Have you ever gotten Big Mike? I've never asked this because every Mike I know, they get Big Mike regardless of their size.
No.
Someone's like, yo, it's Big Mike.
I've ever been called Big Mike? No.
Good. You're the only one.
I'm excited.
What about
It might still happen.
What about Fisher Investments? Have you heard that?
I mean, only from you.
You haven't heard Fisher Investments?
I feel like
I haven't.
On NPR? They say this is sponsored by Fisher Investments. I mean, I don't know. I just hear Fisher Investments, and it's some sort of company of sorts.
Yeah. Feels like trustworthy, right? You could like give them your account and they wouldn't they wouldn't drop the ball.
I would hope not.
It would be a pretty good return on investment, maybe 20% over 5 years, which is good in investment terms. It's good.
Yeah. Just we're doing an adjustment here, I think. Oh, no, I know. Yeah, no, I know. I just thought I'd
full disclosure.
let people know,
Do we let people know where Doug is, or it doesn't even matter anymore? Nothing matters.
It's kind of Doug is, he's always with us.
He is.
He's right there.
Yeah.
Doug's right there.
He's looking right at you, actually. I mean,
Yeah.
I think
He's looking right at you.
And
he actually wasn't looking in that direction until
Brent,
you said
I
that.
feel like you're looking at me, and
Really?
Doug's looking at him.
Oh,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm looking at myself.
Maybe it's one of those images where, like, no matter where you stand.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, like...
Oh, it looks like I'm looking at you?
No matter what.
Oh, really? Because it looks like I'm looking at me.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's one of those. It's like one of those.
That's neat. Yeah.
Yeah. Those have been debunked, by the way. It's all computers.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They actually move a little bit. Or it's like a hologram. You know how, like, is it holograms where you're standing?
Well, there's those.
Changes how you see it?
Yes. There's those too. So you're wearing headphones. You're kind of doing the full setup. You look like a real.
Always loved headphones. Really? I love that you can you can hear how you sound on the show. Whereas if you're not in that mode, then you're not.
Yeah, this is like talking for me.
Me too. This is like we're just hanging
We have all
out,
three
having a
versions.
conversation.
Oh, I guess, yeah, you have like a hand mic. You've got the headphones and the mic. And
Yeah, we're doing our own thing.
And I'm
here.
not touching nothing.
Yeah.
Snap,
Alright.
crackle, and pop.
Ghost writing.
Yeah. Now, Ramin, actually, I mean, this is almost a full banana today. I mean, we almost went full banana. What do we mean by full banana? Well, we have a group. We have a kind of a bit of a club of sorts.
The
you know?
Beatles, if you will.
Yeah, and there's 4 of us total. We're known as the Banana Boyz. And it's a club where we play games, board games. And, yeah.
And there's a 4th missing. Can we say his name?
His name is Andrew Michon.
His name is Andrew Michon, everyone.
And there's a lot of stipulations to be a member of our group. You have to be 4 years apart in age from all of us. Meaning, okay, so when the group started, there was 4 of us, and we were all separated by 4 years. Well, when we started, you know, I'll just say the youngest was Andrew, and then someone was 4 years older than him, and I was 4 years older than him, and Mike was 4 years older than me, and he still is.
Yeah, Mike and Andrew are the
remain that way.
bookends, and you and I are the middle children.
Yeah. And so, but when we started, you weren't in it. There was another person, and we were that same age, but that person kind of fell off, and we thought, okay, we need a new member, and he has to be that age, you know? And so I remember I was in Austin at one point, and I was talking to you, and I asked you, do you ever like to play board games?
Oh, yeah.
And then I said, and how old are you again? And you said whatever age you were. And I thought, oh, okay, this could fit the criteria here. So we kind of gave you a test run without letting you know, I think.
Oh, it was to make like the logo.
Well, not that was the second phase of the. Right. That was the second phase of the initiation. But
the second phase of the initiation. Not to get ahead of ourselves too much, but you gave me like very nitpicky revisions to the logo, and they were intentionally nitpicky to see if I could
you had
hang.
what it takes to have the patience to play like these games we might be playing.
It wasn't just
might
that,
have
though.
rules similar to that.
No, but we did invite him to just a game play, you know, that we got to get together, and we thought, okay, that went well. Let's see if he can pass the next test.
Second date.
The next test was we had this logo for our group, which is based on a tile from a game called Santiago, which is a favorite game.
Good one.
I guess I would say one of my favorites, and probably a favorite of the group.
It's a classic.
And there was. Did the tiles have 1 or 2 guys on them, workers?
Yes, I think they had 1 or 2.
Okay, so I think we.
Or no, they had.
I think 3 total, and you wanted me to add a 4th one.
I think they went up to 3. I can't remember. It's been a while since I played.
Well, anyway, we asked Ramin, can you add a 4th member to this tile?
Yeah.
And little did he know that was. He was adding himself to the tile, really,
Yeah.
as the 4th member, you know? So
the final step.
yeah, and so he revised this logo to basically include himself, not knowing that he was including himself.
Interesting.
And that was sort of the final test.
First of all, like it's funny hearing this because like I'm remembering it as you say it, but I have forgotten a lot of it, so it's like informational for me too.
What's
a
great
little bit.
is it's all still recorded. Like the documents are still on
it's on the
Facebook
chat we're on.
or something.
And that's probably what like that little stunt of tricking him that way, I think that led into like what we ended up doing like on our birthdays. Which
then our birthdays got crazy, and I don't do anything for my birthday usually, but we started doing things for our birthdays they got crazier and crazier.
I think the things like themselves were crazy, but I think what is like more crazy than what we did was that how big of a thing we did for how short of a time we knew each other.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I have never planned a birthday surprise for anybody ever. And certainly nothing as elaborate as we did for like Ramin or like any of the other things we've done. So it's like,
it's crazy. I mean, it started with a simple, the first one we did was we just sort of hid, I don't know, we all decided to get Andrew for his birthday a glass chess set.
Was chess set first, or was it the box with the banana on it? Who got the...
Oh, you got that, Brent. for your
Oh,
to
does
keep
that-
your games in your
Oh,
car.
was that first? Well, I guess that
Either
might,
that
was
or chess set
first?
was first. It would make more sense.
That would have been, yeah. But those, yeah, that was nice. There was they gave me a bin that had a a printout of some bananas on there, and it was to keep my board games in a bin, and I could keep them in the trunk of my car. And
Yeah.
There's definitely like an arc of the spectacularness of the birthdays because they start kind of small. Then there's a couple of major events, and then there's a little bit of a taper, and then it's like whatever that was.
we
left our
hid
system.
the glass chess set in Andrew's game shelf at one point, but
And we asked him if he has chess, and he says like, "No, I don't have chess. Are you sure? Look harder."
Yeah.
And then eventually he revealed it, and he liked it.
yeah, and that was sort of just nothing compared to what we ended up doing. I just wanted to pause for a moment and let you know that the Poundcast is sponsored by HelloFresh. No more endless recipe searching or spending money on a whole jar of spices for only a pinch. With HelloFresh, everything you need to make delicious meals comes right to your door, pre-portioned and fresh. Plus, the included step-by-step recipe cards make cooking simple. Choose from a variety of menu options to suit all your needs and tastes, from fit and wholesome to quick and easy or vegetarian to family-friendly. There's something for everyone to enjoy. Now, I recently tried the vegetarian option, and I wanted to shake things up a little bit. I usually get the regular option that's not vegetarian, but I wanted to see how good these vegetarian dishes were, and they were good. I made this bean. This one was more of a simple kind of meal, but I made this bean and cheese quesadilla with lime crema. And that was good. Again, that was a sort of a quicker, easier one to do. But I also made this lemon pasta primavera with bell peppers, zucchini, and peas, and that was really quite good. And that was a little more involved. And yeah, I mean, look, the best thing about all this to me is that I'm really picky about ingredients and what's in my food. So if there's an ingredient I don't want in the dish, I simply don't put it in, and it's great. I like that, while they give me this recipe and I'm meant to follow it, I like that I can kind of customize it to my preferences. And so I'm still making good food. It's a home-cooked meal, and it's the food that I want. It's the food I want to eat. That's my biggest selling point. It's my food, my rules, and it's your food, it's your rules. So look, for free breakfast for life, go to HelloFresh.com/free Poundcast. What do they mean by free breakfast for life? You get one free breakfast item per box while subscription is active. So that's free breakfast for life just by going to HelloFresh.com/free Poundcast. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. And now back to the program. So the next birthday that it came to that was where things started to heat up was Mike's birthday. Mm-hmm. And we did this, I don't know, we won't go into too much detail, but yeah. We basically painted this picture, Ramin and Andrew and I painted this picture of the logo,
yep.
The Banana Boyz logo.
Like 12-inch by 12-inch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's this game called Modern Art that, well, it's one of my favorite games, but in it you buy and sell art, and you bid on art. And we said we were playing with this expansion thing, and we made this fake card that was, it was a piece of art that it was the painting that we painted, and it was on the card, and we put it in the deck, and we said we're playing with this expansion or whatever.
But I remember it was like very obviously like inkjet printed, and I don't
think you were suspicious of it.
Oh no, I was like, you guys got. I remember I was like,
but
you guys
thought it was
got
real.
ripped off. On this
Yeah, he wasn't
Right.
suspicious, but he commented on
on the quality of it.
No, he didn't think we put it in. I mean, he didn't think we were.
I thought
did
you
something.
bought like a bogus expansion,
right,
or something.
So we made that card like that, and then we purposely let him win that painting. We purposely were gonna let him outbid us, So he won the painting, and then when he won the painting in the game, we said, okay, well, you actually own that painting now. And then we brought out the real painting, and that was kind of a neat surprise or whatever.
Yeah, I think it was in the fine print of the card. It's like, oh, that's crazy. Like this one, if you win it in the game, it says you actually like own.
Yeah, and
the
you
painting.
put like your initials on it as the artist or something. Didn't you do like the first letter of each of your names or something? Ramin, Andrew, like Rab. Or
I think it was Bar.
Bar.
Yeah,
right.
or Rab or something.
As the
Bra,
artist.
Bra, would have worked.
Bra.
All of them kind of sound good. Rab is
Right.
good. Bar is good. Bra is good.
Right. In fact, they almost and Arb. You could do Arb too.
Arb Barker.
You could Arb.
Arb Barker.
Arb Rocker.
Arb Barker. That sounds
and-
Indian. Which Arb is
he
half Indian.
Which he is Indian.
Arb
Yeah.
Barker.
So and then then we stepped it up. The next one was Ramin's birthday.
I feel like that was. I mean, they were good, but that was my favorite.
I think
one
we
was
could
nuts.
argue that mine is the peak.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I don't know,
and
man.
some people might have-
yours was just like
Yeah.
you know the summit, and then there's like your
Mine was
on the way
pretty
back
crazy
down a
too.
little bit.
I
Still
feel
got
like
a good view.
Yeah. No, it was no, and I actually think what we ended up doing for Andrew's birthday was pretty elaborate too.
Yeah.
Actually.
No.
So with Ramin, we made an escape room in Andrew's garage.
Yeah.
And we blindfolded him with
We
Ramin.
met at Andrew's house.
We met at Andrew's house. We blindfolded Ramin, which we'd done in the past for a real escape room.
Oh, yeah.
We had said, "Hey, Ramin, we're gonna blindfold you, not tell you what's going on." We brought him to an escape room. By the
and
way,
this is 2014 before that craze had taken on, so I didn't even know what escape room was.
Yeah.
so we blindfolded him, and then we got in a car and we drove half an hour to supposedly to where the escape room was, but
Including
we
getting
actually
on the freeway.
Yeah, we get on the freeway, but we actually just drove back to Andrew's place, and we brought him into the garage and we took the blindfold off.
But before that, so I have to add,
Yeah.
because that's one of my favorite touches of it is, we because you usually have to sign a waiver to go to these into the escape rooms, and then we had created a birthday card for him, and then what he thought he was signing the waiver, but he was actually writing his name. The card said "Happy Birthday," and then there was a blank space, and he wrote his own name on his birthday card.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, we created, Mike and Andrew and I created all these kind of puzzles for the escape room, and they were low budget kind of, but we set them up and we had some cool puzzles and
Wasn't
stuff.
there something about like how many pepperonis were on like a slice
Yeah,
of
you had to
pizza?
find these pepperonis and stuff, or these you had to find slices of pizza and put those together or something like that. And then there was this thing about, I don't know, we drew a globe basically onto a ball, like a blow up ball, and there was this thing about time zones, and we had all these puzzles that we made for this escape room. But the final thing of it is he has a code and he had to punch it into this
and
calculator.
I taped a calculator to like, I think it was like some kind of box or something that didn't look like a cardboard box. It looked like it was something. And I think I even like taped a wire from the calculator running inside the box.
Right, but really what it was is that Andrew just had the garage door opener in his pocket. So
yeah.
if he correctly, and by the way, we played dumb the whole time and acted like we let him solve all the puzzles.
Yeah,
obviously.
you wouldn't let me go forward without, like, normally you can kind of check out and be like, this one's kind of exhausting me. Maybe they'll figure it out. And then it would kept leaning to me of...
Well, we kept on just pretending like we couldn't figure it out. I don't know.
Even though we made all of
I don't know. Yeah. And then so Ramin did all the puzzles. And by the way, meanwhile, Ramin thinks that this was just a low budget escape room, which we have been to some ones that have been kind of pretty, low budget. And so he thought, okay, wow, this one's not, it just looks like it is. What did you think? It looked like it was in someone's garage or something?
I didn't really think
It was dark. It was
someone's
dark.
garage. I just knew that was like a portion of it, because the ones we've been to in like an old abandoned Korean mall or something had like scaffolding, and they're like, be like, don't touch that, don't touch the tape.
Yeah,
so
right.
we were
What's the room
familiar
and
with
what
that
isn't?
rule.
That was actually the one that we had blindfolded you.
That's
and
right.
Was the one that was in the Korean mall. Yeah.
So I thought it was that. Yeah.
Right. So anyway, he put the thing in correctly, and then we saw that he put the code in correctly, and so Andrew just pressed the button to open the garage door. So then the garage door opens up, revealing that we haven't really left. I mean, well, we did leave, but we came back. We were still at Andrew's place, and his girlfriend was there, and
My
your
girlfriend at the
girlfriend
time,
at the
now
time was
wife.
there, who's your wife now. But and it was just, that must have just tripped you up so hard. I mean,
It blew my mind so much, and I've done lots of psychedelics before. I've watched wars on television. I've seen magic at the Magic Castle, and this was the most
I feel like
mind-blown
that's
I've
as
ever
close
been.
as maybe a human can get to like traveling at the speed of light or warping. Like in your whatever goes on in your brain to understand where you exist on this planet, it shifted.
Yeah, and
your
it
body
was a Fight
shifted
Club,
without, instantly.
Right.
and it was
your
a
brain.
Fight Club memento moment of like, oh, I just had to play back the last 3 hours what it really was because I had a story in my head of what it was, and then it immediately was like, oh, this is what it's been the whole time. This is what it's been.
Right.
What else is like
Thankfully, you hadn't ever been in Andrew's garage, or it would have kind of not worked.
Right.
that? No, I would have recognized that bad boy, but no, I'd never been in that garage before.
And also, what's interesting too is that we met at Andrew's place, and then in his living room it was just sort of business as usual. But then in the meantime, while we were doing all this stuff, the girls had set up kind of more party stuff in his place. So when you went in there, it was all kind
They
of
had like little banner right outside the garage. They were holding like each one of them were holding like a strand of like little whatever those triangle. What are those called? They hang them over like used car
Pennants?
lots.
I don't know.
No,
but
yeah,
it's multiple
flags.
ones.
Yeah.
Not just a flag. It's like we're having a car sale. Here's what we're gonna sell you a car underneath like 2,000 little triangles.
Yeah, what
No,
are
I
those
think they're
triangles?
I think they're flags.
Okay, sure. But they were holding each end of it, and then Carly had made like a stamp of your face and put it on each one of the flags.
Yeah, and she made a little banana like to hold stuff, just a tiny clay painted banana, which I still have, of course, to this
But
day.
that must have been so nuts because you really thought we were somewhere far, right?
100%.
Yeah.
I was not suspicious in the least, and it was kind of like with Mike's, where he was more distracted by the quality of it, but he wasn't suspicious of, oh, this could be a
Yeah, in
birthday
fact, maybe
thing.
that was to the benefit of it or something. I don't know. Maybe
So
it
that
helped
was
you
pretty-
dive in a little.
That's
and
pretty
I
cool.
forget if it was already framed as a birthday thing or if it was just escape room. I'm
I think
having
we-
trouble remembering if
Yeah,
it was.
no, I'm pretty sure we might have said. No, I don't know actually.
Who knows?
That
That part is not in my memory.
Now, for my birthday, and this all kind of took place a month after my birthday, but it was for my birthday. But so I kind of had less suspicion about it. In fact, I didn't suspect anything at all. I even thought, oh, I guess we're not going to do anything elaborate for birthdays anymore. You know, we kind of reached the peak with Ramin's thing, and that's it. But these guys planned it out, and they planned it out perfectly because. So sometimes there's this game that I don't really want to play it as much, and whatever. I won't even say what the game is.
Lords of Waterdeep.
Okay, it's Lords of Waterdeep.
No, it's not.
And
I feel like it's helpful
No.
because the name of the game is a play on it. What we named the game is a play on the original name of the game, but I guess you don't.
what?
You're talking about the game that Ramin made?
Yeah, but no, I'm saying
What the
no.
game is
I'm talking
titled.
about Lords of Waterdeep.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the game.
No. I'm
no.
saying how I don't really. I'm not trying to talk crap or anything about Lords of Waterdeep. I just, that game doesn't.
It's not a game for you.
It
You just
doesn't
don't like
resonate
it.
with me as much, right? But
Yeah.
anyway, I was going to Mike's place and I was playing the game Limbo there, the video game Limbo.
That's what I thought you were
And because it was, I'd never played it before, and he had it, and so I would play it at his house. And we got together one day, and they said, and so I wasn't done with the game. I had a saved game. But they said, okay, let's play Lords of Waterdeep, which I didn't really want to play. And I said, oh, and they say, oh, well, Brent probably doesn't want to play that. And I said, oh, no, it's all right. You guys play it, and I'll play Limbo
That's
right
why
now.
we chose the game.
Yes, that's why
we
you
were-
planned
we
it.
were
You
very
knew
proud
how.
of ourselves.
I've forgotten a lot of this.
Well, you calculated how I would react,
Yeah.
And you said, okay, Brent's not going to want to play it, and I bet Brent's going to say, you guys play it, I'll play Limbo, while you guys play the game.
Yeah.
And so I said, yeah, I'll try to finish Limbo, and you guys go play Lords of Waterdeep. It's fine. So I went to go do it, and now looking back on it, everybody was looking at me what I was doing, and I realized now something was going on. But in the moment, I did not suspect it. Still, I load up the game. You said, "Oh, there's an icon. You can just click the."
'Cause I had it
There's an
on my
alias. It was
computer.
on his computer, yeah. And so I clicked it, and I guess a title screen came up that said Bokbo, and
Instead of Limbo. Yeah.
instead of Limbo, and I did not register that for some reason. I saw Limbo, which is crazy that I didn't see Bokbo.
Yeah.
Okay. And maybe I wasn't paying attention enough or something. But anyway, I load up the game, and the character in the game didn't look like the normal character in the game. It was a silhouette kind of character, but it wasn't the same thing. And I thought, I think I loaded up a later part of the game. I didn't put it together what was going on yet. Yeah. But I said, Mike, I think this is a different saved game. This is not my saved game. How do I load this? And then all of you were looking at me, and I just thought, and okay. And then I suddenly realized, something's up here, because on the bottom of the screen, I think it said, "Where are the boys?" or something like that. It was some reference to something I said, and I realized the silhouette was of me, And anyway, basically, they made a video game that was it's based on Limbo but it was called Bokbo, and it was me. And so I go a couple screens, and I become not a silhouette, and they basically got a photograph of me that you digitized or something.
Yeah, we converted it to pixel art, where it's not like true pixel art, but like
it was a pixely. Yeah, it was a pixel filter.
I remember taking a picture of my living room because part of the game takes place.
Well, that was the crazy thing about the game.
Also, it's funny that how you talk about like not noticing that the title screen said your name. It's like who sits down to play a game and goes, I wonder if the title of the game turned into my name, or maybe you get baggage after this. Every game you play after,
it's just funny
to make sure it's not you.
It's just crazy that I loaded up the title screen and did not see Bokbo. That's what
I'm saying. Why would you check
Limbo.
For that?
But it's crazy that I saw Limbo there.
Yeah, our brain really does complete so much of the stuff, and to save calories or whatever, and we think we're always taking in data, but normally it's like, no, I got this.
The redundant things are like how your brain compresses memory, I think, or information. Like you know how like you don't remember washing your hair. It's like, why do you need to remember doing that? A similar reason why you're not gonna like check the splash screen of a game to see if the title of it changed.
Yeah. By the way, is he okay? Close enough to the microphone?
Who, Mike? Me?
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah. Should I move it closer? Will that change things? Should I put it back?
No. I don't know. I think that's probably better. Maybe I don't know. I mean, right? Okay. I don't know. Anyway, okay. So anyway, we play in the game. I have to rescue all three of the other guys, and at one point we go into Mike's living room and we play. And in the game, I play with Mike this other game that we like called Samurai Gun, which is a video game, and we played it in the game. I played it in the game, and that was really cool.
Yeah, it's very meta, because if you're not familiar, the game Samurai Gun is a very just simple 1 versus 1 /
or 1 versus 1 versus 1
4
versus 1.
Yeah, 4 people, but really you just have a gun which has 3 bullets or a sword, so it was easy to put within.
Yeah, it's a simple game, but that's the beauty of it too.
Yeah, but it was actually the really fun part of the game when you do the showdown thing.
Oh, that's right.
And anyway, there was a lot of references to stuff that in our group or whatever. But that was really cool that they made this game. I mean, Ramin did a lot of the making of it. But
Ramin was the star of the show. I think I supplied you with some photos to help for some of the backdrops.
No, but I guess you guys all kind of helped.
And we worked on some of the concepts of it together.
I did more of the coding, of course, but it was all formulated from our meetings and what we're gonna do, and it's gonna be about rescuing the boys. And I got us all to take photos, and then it's like, okay, let me do the groundwork of it and then test it, and then
I think that in some ways that does sort of top the escape room to some degree, because you totally planned it out right, where you knew that I would react to Lords of Waterdeep a certain way, and that I would want to play this while you guys did it, and anyway, I thought it was pretty cool. And then it took us some years, but we eventually did something for Andrew's birthday.
Was that years later?
Yeah, because things kind of just got busy, and we didn't end up. But what the short of it is that we made a board game based on, it was kind of a reskin version of Coloretto, but we added a new mechanic to it, and we had these cards printed out in a nice thing. It didn't look like that.
It was we went through an actual
company that makes
cards.
Does
prototype games.
Yeah, and we made this whole we rethemed Coloretto to. And it was really cool, the theming of it. It was called Collector's Edition, and we made a whole box and everything. And we hid it. We hid it at a board game cafe, and we met we had Andrew come to the board game cafe, and we were looking around at games to play, and we said, "Oh, here's that game collector's edition." And then Mike was like, "Oh yeah, I heard about this on a podcast or whatever," and we just pretended like we didn't know anything. And then there was references in the board game in this. It's more of a card game, but it's a tabletop card game, and we rigged the game so that Andrew would get certain cards that would reveal.
And the characters looked kind of like us. They weren't photos of us.
I found photos that we used
that's right.
that they look like us, but they weren't us. And we named them names that started with the same first letter of our names or whatever. And
would have had to really been searching for it to get one up, to figure out that we were trying to trick him or something.
Yeah.
But a little bit more than just the title screen change.
It's cool though. I mean, that was pretty cool too. We made a full game and instruction,
which
there
we
was
played
an instruction
like one
book.
time, I think.
Yeah, we should play it again. We have an instruction booklet and stuff for it and everything.
I think that was kind of fun too, like because I don't know, I'd never made a game before. It was
right,
kind of neat doing
right.
that.
We just added one. We basically it was Coloretto, but with this one added sort of secret identity kind of mechanic or whatever. Yeah.
It is interesting because on one hand, it's really fun to be the target and have someone do all this planning around you, but then the other half is like, oh man, I wish I could have hung out with you guys those 8 times you got together to plan.
You guys hung out how many times without me?
Yeah.
Right.
You miss out on the quality time. That's
right.
that's like the part of whatever they're doing a surprise party for someone in a movie. There's a part where they have to keep the surprise and they end up pissing off the person who's going to be surprised.
Right.
Yeah. John Ramsey.
But without knowing it,
Right.
John Ramsey has a good bit about lying to you have to show your wife or whoever you're planning a surprise party for is how good of a liar you are.
Oh, and then they're get suspicious or something.
Yeah,
what else have you been lying about?
Right.
Also, I can imagine you going this is a great birthday present and all, but I'm kind of sad right now, actually. Yeah, I wish I'd give it all back if I could have just hung out with you guys while you made this game.
It's funny because we documented sometimes the making of these things. Well, particularly the escape room. We took pictures of us cutting things out and using construction paper and to make some of the stuff and whatever, drawing out the different using the different puzzles and stuff. And that kind of looked like that was probably fun. Yeah. Oh, we also took photos of us making the painting of the logo thing too.
I remember that too.
Anyway, hopefully we didn't take too long talking about that. I wasn't even planning on getting that in detail about it,
But I mean, it's hard not to because it's all of us except for Andrew here.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this has been mentioned on a podcast. Has this ever been fully?
I don't think so. I don't think I ever talked. I don't know. Did I ever talk about this on the podcast? I don't know. Hope not. Hope that didn't sound like a repeat of something.
So many podcasts are just that now. Yeah. Find one podcast that has not repeated itself.
Right.
Hey, at least it's been some time.
I wonder. Okay, after 1,000+ episodes that some of these podcasts have, they must repeat the same stories, right?
Yeah.
Or a joke or something. I thought about that too. I wonder if if you're gonna go do a tweet, if there's some algorithm, you start typing the joke and maybe it goes you kind of already did this because it can see all the other ones you've done and it
would
stops you.
But there's no benefit to that. It would benefit by people just using it more, even if it's duplicate. So why would they?
True.
But a good social media platform
would.
An
honest one.
Yeah.
I bought a Nintendo Wii because of you, in a way.
Oh, because you first played it at my place in Austin,
right?
In a Wii, I kind of
Wii. What?
Because you first played it at my place in Austin. I think you were playing Wario. Wario Move Shake It.
This is what happened. I went to Austin. Okay. Mm-hmm. I went to Austin one year, and I went there. The time I went there, I came a couple days early because I think I was coming from another city, and I had a week lined up there, and so then I kind of had some extra show time. I needed to. It wasn't worth it for me to go home because I was coming from somewhere nearby or something, and so I stayed with Ramin for a couple days until I, got to go into the hotel that the club provides.
For reference, how long was this before maybe I met him?
Maybe 4 years, 3 years before you met me.
Yeah, maybe 4 years or something.
Because I hadn't moved out here yet.
He lived in Austin still, and I feel like it might have been it was in the 2000s.
Even, 2010, if I were to put money.
I
were to put money
no,
and there was a gun pointed in my head.
I would actually say it was 2009.
2009? Well, I'm getting shot and I'm losing all my money.
But hopefully it wasn't fatal,
No.
Okay.
just like TV, where they just come back with a Band-Aid on their head.
Oh,
and they're
good.
fine.
So I think it was 2009. I want to say it might have even been 2008, to be honest.
Oh, double 2 shots right in the skull.
You're done.
Now it's fatal. No, it was 2008 or 2009, and I remember thinking, first of all, I love staying at your place. I rarely like staying at people's places, but it was so clean.
Yeah, it was a good place, and I am very clean.
I mean, it was clean as D-I-K. Okay? It was so clean. It was all white in there. I just remember thinking it
no
was just
blacks.
all white, and it was, the furniture was white, or as I recall, and the carpet, he had carpet, and it was so clean and white. You know?
That's extra points just because it's carpet's
The
even
couch
harder.
was green, but everything else was white.
Everything
yeah.
felt white to me, It just felt like I was in heaven.
Yeah, it was.
And I went there, and so it just was nice to stay in a clean place. And I don't even know where I was sleeping. Maybe I was sleeping on the couch, I guess, but it was...
The couch became a bed, I think.
Oh, it did, but it was just felt so clean.
Yeah.
And by the way, you go to his kitchen, and in the cupboard, you open up the cupboard, it was all the stuff you wanted as a kid, but your parents wouldn't let you have.
Oh, like to eat, like Lucky Charms and stuff, and
Just
Cookie Crisp?
sugar cereals, fruit snacks and
Yeah,
stuff.
a snack wall, like a display, like if it were a green room or something. But I just like to have it like that.
He
Just ready
had
to
all
go.
the favorite kids snacks in there.
So funny. I wasn't allowed to have that stuff either.
Right.
But my mom also had a bowl of sugar at the table, which turned any normal cereal into those cereals, basically.
But he had, shark bites and whatever, just different.
Chewels? No, that's gum, right?
What's Chewels?
Is that? I think that's the gum with the juice inside.
Gushers?
Gushers is what I was
Yeah.
thinking. That's another
He probably had Gushers in there. I don't know.
Probably.
liquid-filled treat.
He had stuff like Squeeze-Its, I think.
I had it all.
He
And
had it all.
The personnel would rotate. So like what you were seeing might have been different than what would be there in 2 weeks. Just because this guy's been having too much spotlight. Let's rotate it out.
Can't have
What would this be?
Dunkaroos like 3 weeks in a row. You got to change them out for Koala Yummies or some other
Koala yum. Oh,
delicious-
koala yummies. I thought you said like quality yummies.
quality yummy.
Koala yummies.
Quality.
It's like a
quality yummies.
Quality yummies.
Quality yummies. Yeah, it's like a short for quality yummies, but it's a British thing too.
That's actually what the snack was. Everyone thinks it had to do with like koalas, and it had nothing to do with. I mean,
Right.
their image was on the
There were
snack,
koala
but it
shapes.
was how clear and crisp the koala
Right.
was.
Yeah.
Quality.
Quality yummies. Quality yummies, man.
Koala yummies.
So then he had a Nintendo Wii, which I hadn't really. I might. Oh yeah, I had played it a little bit at other people's places, but
But you stopped after, I think N64 is where you stopped.
I didn't
No
even.
way.
I stopped at. No,
That's what I mean. Like once N64 came out, you're like, I'm good. I'm good with SNES. I won't
Actually-
stop
got
there.
it. I
No,
thought you
well,
meant-
no, but I mean, PlayStation 1. I said, I think I'm good with the Super Nintendo.
Oh yeah, because PS1 is pre.
It's
N64.
pre-64, yeah.
But 16-bit is where you stopped.
So, but I did try it out, the Wii, at other people's places, and I never thought I was going to get one, But you had Wario Land Shake It, and I had seen some previews or some trailers or a trailer of it on YouTube or something, and I tried it out. I played 2 levels of it, and I said, I'm getting a Nintendo Wii for this game. I got it for that game.
It was a great game, and the ad for it. Do you remember the ad for it? So check this out. It's a YouTube screen,
Yeah.
but it's a fake screen that it looks like a real YouTube screen with recommended videos and comments and stuff. But they had just made that, and the whole page was like HTML5 or something, so that when Wario is like hitting stuff, the rest of the site shakes, and then the comments fall, and then the words scramble everywhere. Like, how is he breaking YouTube?
Yeah, it
and
was
then you
really
realize
cool.
it was a.
That's great.
a
It was really
setup.
cool, yeah. But no, that game made me get the whole Wii. I got
What
it.
else did you play on Wii after that, if anything?
Oh, I don't know. I played the remake of Boy and His Blob. I
The
played
Jelly Bean one, yeah.
I played Punch Out for Wii, which was a good game, and those are kind of the ones that stuck out to me. Oh, Rayman Origins.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So nothing past that. I mean, I know that certain things
No,
have
maybe nothing past that.
like nothing
Well,
like in console wise, with the exception of
No, I got a Nintendo Switch
yeah,
eventually.
I think I get your reasoning for stopping at the SNES, because it's like the height of 2D graphics.
Yeah.
Like it's pixel art where it looks good, and they did the most they could with it. And then when you bring in like the N64 looking like, I mean, everyone fondly remembers Ocarina of Time, but it looks so bad.
It all looks really bad.
It looks so. I mean, and there's like an artistic, like beautiful quality to like pixel, and that's why games emulate that now, because it's like a loved time in games. But I feel like that Wario Shake It was what's it called? Shake It? Wario Jerk It?
Wario Shake It.
Wario Land Shake
It was like the sort of like what broke the dam a little bit, maybe.
Well, kind of. I mean,
you embraced some new games.
There was certainly
Witness,
more and more. I mean, in the 2000s, it wasn't done that often, but then in the 2010s, a lot of people started developing more games that were, harkening back to that older aesthetic, and that started, taking that in the direction it was going, because things pivoted, when 3D got popular. But
yeah, everyone just was trying to get on the 3D bandwagon, and yeah, you're right, it didn't age well, but it was necessary to get where we are now with the graphics, because you can't just wait.
Even the graphics now, though, they're eventually gonna not look great either, but like still, like SNES games, any pixel art games has like a timeless quality to it. I think it
looks great still.
Or anything stylized enough, I don't know.
By the way, what time are we at?
He left. Oh, 35.
Okay.
35 minutes.
Let me ask you this, guys. What is there anything? This is something we do on the show. Is there anything, any problems you have right now, or anything that annoys you that we can try to fix?
You first.
Gosh,
or you got nothing?
I need a second. You
got too many things.
We're talking, not something heavy, but I mean.
No, I know. I feel like
we usually come up with solutions for people's, I don't know, things that they don't like or are annoyed by or something like that. Nothing comes to mind.
Yeah, not offhand right now. I mean, I could work on it. Well, if you order first, maybe I'll figure out what I want to eat.
Man, I don't know. I'm not irritable. Like, I'll have things that will irritate me or upset me, but I don't cling to them, and I don't even remember what they are a day later.
I'm surprised you get irritated.
Yeah, of course, everyone gets irritated.
I don't believe you on you. I mean, I'm surprised to hear you get irritated, because you seem kind of usually like a pretty, I don't know, positive
I'm
guy.
even
Actually,
Steven.
both of you.
I'm very even Steven. My middle name is Steven, which is the perfect place to put Steven, because it's in the middle, and that's like really even Steven to have it.
Kind of, yet it's
balanced.
odd in a way.
Why? Because the surrounding things are not Steven-like?
Well, no, because there's three. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's even. I guess it's in the middle. That makes sense.
You're right. It's not.
But
no, it's even
your
because
first
it's
and last
two.
names have
One,
the same
two.
amount of letters too, right? So that works out.
What?
Yeah. Five in my first name.
And your
five
middle
in my-
name has 7 letters, so you can balance on what letter? What's the middle of Steven?
P.
V.
P, and is P right in the middle?
Oh,
P
it's
is
a
in the
P.
middle.
Oh, it's a
so
P.
your
P
whole
is the
name's
middlest
balancing
letter?
on that leg of the P, because that is the very center of your name with the same amount of letters on either side, and the name is Steven.
I didn't know my life made sense until now. I thought it was just a...
That's why you're so even keeled. I think it's all like your mom and dad's doing.
Yeah. No, I don't know. What am I supposed to say? And I know you do this on the show, and I know, like, I mean, the last episode,
that's not a
someone was
problem.
talking about snacks being not sealed up. I don't want to repeat that. I guess snacks not being...
Oh, loud snack. I mean, it's
not
probably
loud snacks. You can be as loud as you want.
in
Turn
a
it up.
theater, though.
Sure, anything.
Yeah, maybe that. But I got my own solution. Just a whole line of quiet snacks, including the packaging. Like if you're in a theater, popcorn. Like, okay, you go into a theater and like the first thing they tell you is like, please keep your phones quiet. But all the loud crap we sell is not a problem. Like boxes of like, candies that are jingling around, or like you can hear everything. You hear people crunching on the popcorn right next to you. So as long as it makes them money, it's cool. But if there were like snacks, like quiet ones that didn't make noise, like I don't know what the packaging would be, but something that doesn't crinkle,
Gummies in a package made of gummies.
Yeah,
How about
exactly.
gummy popcorn?
Yeah, whatever it is.
Think
Something
about
that
that.
doesn't make noise.
Gummy popcorn, think about it.
I'm in.
It's, do you guys ever like popcorn jelly beans?
The flavor
Yes,
of it?
that's one of my 2 favorite, actually, weirdly, but I don't like them alone. I like them with the pear ones.
Wait,
Popcorn and the fruit pear?
The jelly bean, the jelly
popcorn
belly,
jelly belly
and pear.
makes me want to throw up.
I like it.
Maybe you got
no
the throw
offense.
up one by accident, because sometimes
I tried that too.
I haven't had the throw up one.
I think I tried all of that nasty stuff.
What do you like
for the show?
I mean, as far as nasty stuff goes.
As far as what is the nastiest thing you love?
Well, I actually didn't mind the earwax one.
What? Like is that like a every flavored bean or something?
Like the Harry Potter
ones?
weird one?
I don't know.
Do those have a sister component that is good? Like, for example, there's like a vomit one, and then there's also, I don't know.
Listerine.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense.
Well, there was a toothpaste flavor, and that one wasn't bad.
Toothpaste? Oh, it's just mint probably, right?
It's minty, but it has that sort of toothpaste kind of taste. Yeah.
You felt like you fought a cavity or two or something?
Something like that. I felt like I was able to eat candy that was good for me. Good for my teeth.
Good for your teeth. You're not supposed to swallow it. When you're done chewing it, you spit it out and then you smile.
Oh, I've got my irritated thing, I think, on the same level as people not resealing the bag of chips or snacks or whatever. I'm very militant with ice cream. Like, it has to be the last thing you get from the store. You can't have it in the cart while you're getting other stuff.
Yes.
You have to make sure the line is short. You can't get ice cream and then, it's a big line. I should like wait here with it.
This line's gonna melt my ice cream.
And it's got to be the first thing you do when you get home, and like get it right in the freezer. It's an important patient. It's like having an organ in a in a little.
So are you
cooler.
irritated about people who don't do that?
Yeah.
Recipient.
Because I think my mom would do that, like get grocery shopping, like gets the thing, and then, okay, now we need lettuce and we need bananas. Like, no, we got to get that stuff first, and then the ice cream goes in there because it's going to melt.
And then refrozen, which is weird because it's not the same. Like something about the ingredients shifts places when it's melted and then refrozen again.
It's ruined. It's ruined if it even melts a little bit.
Well, okay. Well, first of all, that reminds me of when I go to the store, I get a gallon jug. But I get that last because it's kind of the heaviest thing. So
of ice cream or what?
No, just water.
Okay.
But, okay, here's what you do. So if somebody gets the ice cream last or whatever, or, I mean, gets it first or in the middle, well, are you at the store with them or did they come home and then now you're seeing it and it's kind of melted?
The whole process, right?
Yeah,
I guess what you do is this.
And it hasn't happened in a while, and Catherine knows this. Like, it's the first thing she'll say about me. Like, what's something about him? Like, that's probably the first
Here's what
thing
you do. If
say.
somebody comes home and they bring back ice cream that seems like it's been out too long.
Yeah, got that drip going.
Get out your boba straw, okay? And stick it in. Just take the lid off and stick a straw in there and just start sucking. And they'll be like, what are you doing, Ramin? And you go, well, you brought home a milkshake. I might as well, sip it now. Thanks for the milkshake, or whatever, right?
If you could also maybe only suck and not let anything go back, you could be like, vacuuming away the damaged goods and then rescue the rest of the. Okay, how about this? A pump. You get a little. Maybe use that same boba straw to make a pump, and you pump all the liquid out into a little cup for yourself to enjoy as a milkshake, and then you get to separate the melted ice cream from the stuff that's still salvageable, and then get that in the freezer.
Yeah, you got to drain it. You got to drain it.
I like this because I do love a good milkshake.
You know what you got to do? You got to you got to get a pump hose, stick that in, and start sucking.
Sucking on some pump hose.
Yeah, it's a pump it's almost like a syringe in a way, that you get that and then you inject it into a cup or whatever, You got to drain it. You got to drain the lizard. The lizard being the ice cream.
Is that what they say? Drain the snake, drain the lizard.
Yeah,
snake's a little more accurate.
It's interesting that you drain the lizard and yet you spank the monkey.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? What? Why is it when you're spanking it, it's a monkey, and then why is it a lizard when you're draining it? You know what I mean? Yeah. Why did the animal change? And why? Or if you're choking it, it becomes a chicken. How did that
also, why are you choking it?
This reminds me. Someone had a bit. I don't
understand the choking. Actually.
I don't remember who had the bit, but
wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Choking makes more sense than spanking. Actually,
because you hold it.
Well, because you probably choke the chicken, but you don't. Who's spanking it? Sorry.
No one spanks it.
I was saying
that like flipperoo thing. It reminds me of someone's bit. I don't remember who had the bit, but they said asteroids are the thing in space and hemorrhoids are the thing on your butt. It should be the other way around. like these should be like you should have asteroids on your butt, and then hemorrhoids should be the thing in the.
But what does hem mean?
I don't know.
Well, it means blood. I
got a
guess
question
it's
for you,
about
Brent.
blood.
You ever step on the toad?
No, it's funny you say that. My dad used to always say, and he still says it, stepped on a frog.
What's that mean?
I don't know. I was just making another.
Oh, no, that's a real thing.
Does it mean a gaff, like screwed
means
the
farting.
pooch? Oh, because it makes a sound.
Yeah, my dad would say, "Oh, stepped on a frog."
Because of the smell or because of the sound?
The sound.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit of both, though.
Yeah, it could be. It depends on what condition
know,
the frog was in.
Yeah, if it was in the bathroom. I remember going into a public bathroom with my dad, and he was using a urinal, and he would cut one, and he'd go, "Oh, stepped on a frog."
My friend did that once, and it was by accident. We were just playing basketball, and he was like fading back a little bit to go for the jump shot, and then all of a sudden, like, and then we just looked down, like, oh.
Yeah, he's cheating a little bit. He's trying to get a little higher.
He's trying to get some air.
Yeah, he got air. We all got air.
By the way, speaking of basketball, I was thinking to myself recently, you know who the best basketball player of all time was?
Not Michael
Cheryl
Jordan?
Swoops.
Who?
Oh, I don't know.
You say Michael Jordan, don't you?
That's what everyone
everyone says Michael Jordan,
It's
but
got to be Muggsy Bogues.
Muggsy Bogues.
Muggsy Bogues, I mean. Yeah,
Is
Muggsy
he the
Bogues.
short
Because he's
guy?
the short guy that can dunk.
He was 5'3".
Yeah.
Okay, if you're 5'3", and he was in the NBA for 11 years. If you're 5'3", and we're in the NBA for 11 years, you've got to be the greatest basketball player of all time. I don't care if you're Michael Jordan.
Like 1 year for every half foot tall you want.
I don't know
How
if
do you,
this is.
how could you be? He's playing with guys who are
Six,
twice as tall as him.
Well,
you know,
Maybe
Not twice as tall, but they've got more than a foot
They
and a
might
half.
as
on
well
them.
be.
they're 3 times as tall as him.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But they
But he can run through their
they do
legs
seem
like a
like
little
gi-
mouse.
Imagine Shaquille O'Neal compared to Muggsy Bogues. I mean, it's a giant and
Yeah.
Got a quick guy and a slow guy.
I don't know if this is true, but I always loved the story because you know how much of a prick Michael Jordan was and like how competitive he was and just like, shark eyes, like dead set on winning. And apparently he one time just looked Muggsy Bogues right in the eye and said, "Shoot, you effing midget." And then like that shook him to his core and he could never play the same again.
wait, are you serious?
That's what I read on the internet. It sounds so
That he
true.
never could play it again?
Not like he couldn't play
words
again,
echo
but
in
like
his head every time he goes for a shot.
it like shook him to his
Wait,
core.
did Jordan say effing or did he say the actual
He
F
said
word?
he said the actual one, but we're on All Things Comedy. It's a family show.
You can say whatever you want.
Weekend.
I don't want to get you demonetized on YouTube.
No, if it's the first 5 minutes, it's fine. I mean, it only matters in the first 5 minutes. But
Oh, okay.
So no one can accidentally stumble upon something that's not okay. They can get suspicious about what the content might be.
But
and then
whoever
turn on
watches
that.
the first 5 minutes of anything, you always like skip forward because the first 5 minutes is either ads or hey YouTube, it's your boy. Be sure to like and subscribe to him,
exactly.
and then so you're just. No one watches the first little section.
what do you watch on YouTube?
Um.
By the way, Spud Webb was 5'6", and he could dunk.
That's crazy.
Just
Cool.
that to me, these people are
I thought he was an astronaut.
These are inspirational people. Well, he kind of basically
Does it
was
just
with
come
that
down
kind
to
of height.
stats in just is irrespective the right word of their how hard it was for them to get to him? I think people probably only care about like how many baskets did you make or how many interceptions did you get, not how hard, not like what's your family life and how hard was it for you to like emotionally be there on the court.
There's that.
If they
too.
took that into account, maybe
Right.
there'd be another,
Right, but I mean,
emotional
come on.
MVP.
Imagine somebody who's 5'3" and they think, I'm going to get into the NBA. And by the way, he was apparently the 12th pick in the draft pick or he was whatever. I don't know.
Apparently,
Anyway.
Dennis Rodman was very short too, and he had a huge growth spurt over a summer in his late teens, and he just lived behind a 7-Eleven for like a whole year, homeless, and just played basketball every day. And then one year just shot up, and the rest is history.
Rodman's interesting. Rodman used to do a lot of antics on the.
He was so interesting, and the hair, like, because he was inspired by Wesley Snipes, I guess, Simon Phoenix,
Demolition
Man. And
was that what he was inspired by?
Mhm. Yeah, because he had like the blonde or yellow.
Well, he did all kinds
hair.
of crazy stuff. But he also used to mess with people. He would touch their butts and stuff. And
Yeah, I guess
was-
like there's some unsanitary stuff going on there, but
Well,
he was wild. What
Dennis,
can you
Well,
do?
also-
Dennis Buttman. I don't know.
Buttman. Dennis Buttman.
I mean, maybe rods too, but definitely.
But
butts.
I think he was touching rods too. I
touching
think.
rods.
Yeah, I think he was living up to the name. But he also
Change his hair.
it's
change
kind of
his
cool
name.
that he was all about, look, I'm going to be a rebound guy. I'm going to be assisting and rebounding, That was his thing.
Yeah.
And he thought, I don't need to be shooting,
He was the most helpful player of all time, I think. And actually, I haven't watched basketball in 20 years, so I don't know. Maybe someone's been more helpful.
Wait,
but
you were into basketball?
Oh, yeah, in the 90s, like, Michael Jordan, Bulls, McDonald's, Bugs Bunny, like that whole brand of like I was
For
steeped
me,
in it.
my
And I was a
frame of
little kid.
reference,
Of course, I loved it.
My frame of reference is mostly because of NBA Jam from
Oh,
the early 90s. So
my-
I know those players, and that's kind of my frame of reference,
I loved Midway NBA Jam, and I loved that Scorpion was a secret character, and
like
they
from
had so
Mortal
many.
Kombat.
Yeah, they had tons of cool secret characters.
Well,
in
no,
there.
it's because the same company I
Midway.
think worked on it. Well, no, it wasn't Midway published it, I think, but it was
Not
whoever
Valley or-
developed Mortal Kombat.
Midway.
Who was it? Was it Midway?
Midway.
don't
Midway
know.
then became NetherRealm Studios.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
No, I know my Mortal Kombat. I'm
Okay,
a
yeah.
huge.
But
lore
Tobias,
hair.
he's from there, right?
John Tobias, yeah.
Tobias or
and
whatever?
Ed Boon.
Ed Boon, yeah, you could play as them too. I think
Oh, right.
you could play them as them in NBA
Mortal
Jam.
Kombat?
or one of them, the guy who says Toasty,
Dan Forden.
he's the composer.
Oh right, yeah. That's why he gets
Toasty.
inserted in there.
Yeah.
They should bring him back. He hasn't been back in the franchise in a while, I don't think.
Yeah, I used to have a joke that said, I don't know if I'll do it. I have a joke about how this is how you say penis in these different languages or whatever.
This is
But
how
I
you
used-
say penis in Mortal Kombat, right?
Well, no, this is how you say vagina in Mortal Kombat. Or was it Mortal Kombat or this is how you say yeah, it was. This is how you say vagina in Mortal Kombat was pussy.
Do you know how you say it in Street Fighter 2?
I can actually learn how to say that better because of you, actually. Hadouken.
I remember I was like when Street Fighter 2 was in 7-Eleven, I was waiting to play, and there's this guy who has like, he looked cool and dorky at the same time. He had like metal wire glasses, and he had kind of like shoulder length curly hair, and he was very cool and calm and playing. And then I think he was like maybe Chun-Li, and then he was facing Ken, and Ken did the that thing. And then he very calmly, like didn't even do anything. He's like, "No, Ken, you cannot have my yogurt." He kept playing.
Can I have your yogurt?
So wait, he basically thought that he was saying, "Could I
Either
have
that
your yogurt?"
or that was his funny joke that he did not call any attention to or even say any different than just talking. He just very, very calmly told him that he couldn't have his yogurt and kept playing.
It is fun that we all have our own relationship to those sounds because, I mean, I was calling the main character Ryu for 30 years.
And then Ryu
now,
is-
it's Ryu for
man.
some reason.
I have a
Were you
friend
ever
who
calling him Ryu?
I called him Ryu originally, but then I started calling him Ryu probably in the 2000s.
Okay, so I'm 20 years late, but
I feel like I had a
get
friend
it.
who
Well,
messed them all up. He called I call it Guile. He called him Gully. There was another one.
There was also it's probably not Chun-Li, it's probably Chun-Li,
Chun-Li.
right, or something. But also, Ninja Gaiden, I used to call it Ninja Gaiden.
Oh, I was calling it gay
And
too.
then I just
I was calling it gay too.
I was saying gay instead, but it's guy. It's Ninja Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden.
Oh, do you want girl? No. Oh, Gaiden.
Remember Legend of Cage, but it's actually Legend of Kage.
Kage.
Oh.
I think in my mind all I remember is the font that Cage or Kage is in. That's all that's in there.
Kage.
Kage.
Have you been to Japan?
Yeah.
You like it,
Hi.
right?
Hi.
Hey. That means yes?
Yeah.
Okay. How many times have you been to Japan?
I don't know how to say it in Japanese. Uno.
Uno. Have you been to Japan?
No, I would
Hi,
love to
hi,
go.
hi.
Hi. Yeah.
Have you?
No, I'd love to though.
You guys should go together.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
What are you doing later tonight?
Going to Japan. I feel like I would it would be amazing just to like walk into any kind of business or any store would probably. I remember like I think I went in one of the first like import video game stores, and I couldn't believe how much cooler like just the box and the packaging.
They care. They like, just care as a people.
Yeah, there's so much. It was like
they
so much
care. It's true. When you get, even if you get used games from Japan, they are wrapped so nicely. You know, they put them in these plastic kind of protective sort of baggies, but they're taped over. It's all
like
nice.
A present.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Like
it's just very nicely packed. You know,
like I don't know what the word for it. Like I want to say pride, but like that has a different connotation beyond like sexuality. But sometimes like pride can be like unearned. Like, oh, I'm a proud American. It's like, yeah, but what do you have to be proud about? But they have like pride in their work.
Of a job well done, or the care or the intention. Like if you receive something that's like that well, you can tell there's like a lot of good.
When you buy used games off of eBay from some U.S. seller, you know,
comes in
it's
greasy
dirty.
McDonald's bag.
Yeah. There's gunk all over it. Okay, there's labels and gunk, and it's all gunked out. You know what I mean? There's just all this crud. And I'm spending an hour cleaning it with a Q-tip.
Yeah,
you get it from Japan. The thing is looking nice. It looks almost new. It looks like it wasn't even used or something.
Yeah, they keep it new.
Japan is clean, man. It's clean like your old place in Austin.
And there's no garbage can, so it's like everyone takes responsibility of where the garbage goes. You have to take it home with you, and it's like the secret almost that everyone has a secret.
By the way, another reason your place was really clean in Austin, no pets.
Yeah, I didn't have a family back then. Now I have like 18 cats. Well, two normal right now, currently 2 foster. Maxed out, we've had 6, which is Brent, nuts, but it's fun too. It's so funny. Like I can't get mad at them because it's just too funny.
Brent, $1 million. You're gonna foster like 1 cat for $1 million.
For
$1 million, I foster one.
Yeah.
For how long?
A month, and you have to let it crawl around in your house and hang out.
$1 million.
$1 whole $1 million.
I don't need it.
Okay, $5 million.
I do it for $5 million.
$5 million.
I would do it. I would do it for $5 million.
Okay, like what are you gonna do differently between the 1 and the $5 million? Why does $5 million?
Because I
you
think
can help
$5 million actually I feel can change my life significantly.
And $1 million wouldn't.
Well, yeah, it's kind of true. I think with $5 million, I could buy a dream house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could buy a dream house with that, and I could live in the ultimate dream house and not even have to pay a mortgage on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could live in a dream house with that.
So
I could live in the ultimate house, and that's it. So, and I could live in the ultimate house and have enough to, move and get furniture for it and stuff. And heck, I could also, with that money, I could buy a woman to have a baby for me. You know?
And here, Ramin is doing this all for free.
Not for free, for paying for it.
Paying
like
for the food.
It's costing me money, time, and emotional composure.
When I say by the way, when I say buy a woman to have a baby for me, I don't mean buy a woman. I mean pay a woman to have a child for me. Is what I mean.
You pay her to have sex with someone else that you pay.
Well, I would pay them both.
Yeah, you pay them both. You pay her a little bit more because she has to actually do the carry.
We came up with a show to repeat things that we talked about on the podcast. We came up with a show called The Datchler, which is a guy. It's me. I have to find a couple, the perfect couple to have a kid for me. You know.
Oh,
that's fun.
The Datchler.
The Datchler.
I like the Datchler.
Is it Datch or Dad?
The Datchler.
Datchler.
That's hard to say.
Something like that.
I would watch that, and I've never watched any reality shows. It doesn't. I don't think most men like it.
Very hard.
No,
some tried, and
Andrew actually watches a lot.
I have to often I have to get up and stand in the kitchen or watch it from far away when it makes me cringe a lot.
I don't like it a lot, but
really some frequency of it is of course, no men and women are a monolith. There's going to be men that like this and women that like sports, but in general, men like sports and women like reality TV in general.
Right. I will say this though. One thing I did gain from watching reality TV, and not that I watched a lot of it, was there was a couple phrases from the show I Love New York that stuck with me to this day, and I still quote. Those phrases are, I Love New York.
I know the shirt.
Do you remember the show Flavor of Love?
Mm-hmm.
It was Flavor Flav. It was
Yeah.
Flavor Flav trying to find the one, and there was one of the girls on there. I forgot what her real name is. Might be Tiffany or something. But anyway, her nickname was New York, and then she ended up getting her own show where she was the main person, and and some of the guys on there said some funny stuff. One of them being, it's like, "Ooh, damn, she put the hurt on my penis." She put the hurt on my penis. That's one phrase, and the other one was. This guy goes, well, both of them, New York says, she's like, on the for real, or I don't know how it went, but somebody said this. She's like, on the for real tip, though? First of all, that on it, but I'm feeling the fuck out of you right now. On the for real tip, though. Anyway, those phrases stuck with me.
Beautiful.
And I appreciate that about that. I remember the reason I was watching I Love New York is Shang,
Shang Wang?
Oh, sorry, okay. Thanks. Damn, time flies.
Shang Wang.
Shang Wang. We were. Shang Wang was watching. He was watching it actually. I remember he was staying. We were both staying at my mom's house once. It was before we lived in San Francisco at the time. We were both staying there in Los Angeles for a little bit, and he was watching it, and I was in a different room, and then he goes, Brent, you better get in here and check this out. I remember him saying, you better check this out. And it was just something going on in that show, I Love New York. Anyway, all right, look, we're going to wrap it up right now, but we're going to do some bonus time, okay? You guys, we're going to go unzipped.
Oh, nice.
Unzip.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so get ready to unzip. If you want to unzip with us, I was thinking we could play a game or something. It would be cool if we played a game, but we don't have a game on us, though. It would have been cool to play.
Oh, man.
But it's okay.
I might. No, I don't think I do.
You have anything in your trunk?
I do. I have a basketball, but I don't think I have a board game on me.
Well, maybe we'll talk about cats a little bit and see how it's affecting his life in a positive way.
I might have anomia.
Oh, you really?
I don't know. I don't think I do. And my car is kind of far.
Yeah.
We shouldn't. Let's just assume I don't have stuff in the trunk.
Yeah, same.
No junk
All
in
right.
the trunk.
Anyway, look, Ramin. He's. I mean, you could check out his art. I mean, he's got a lot of buzz right now, and you could check it out at what is it, Ramin
BuzzFeed.
Nazer?
Oh yeah.
Ramin Nazer on Instagram.
Yeah. Just search my name, you'll find it.
Ramin Nazer. RAMINNAZE.
Sure.
You can have my yogurt.
Yeah. So that's on Instagram. Check his art out. I mean, he's got a lot of buzz going on. You have a book too, right?
Yeah, I've got several books.
Several books. And he makes games too.
Yeah, I've got games. You can search for me on the Google Play Store or Apple iOS Store. App Store, I think is what it's called.
Grow Shark is a good game.
Grow
My
Shark?
wife loves that game. She still plays it.
It's a great game that he made, and it's got 50 different endings.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna want to check it out.
Yeah,
Grow
check
Shark.
it out.
And anyway, yeah, that's the best place to find your stuff on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Okay.
Mike, do you want to be found or you don't want to be found?
I'm good. I don't really, there's nothing. I don't know.
Well, anyway, Mike's a brilliant guy. He's got really really funny musings that first of all, sometimes I'm thinking this could be a stand-up bit. He writes all these ideas down, but he doesn't do stand-up. But I just
no desire to or no time.
To me, I don't know. It's fun to just think of funny stuff
Yeah.
and share it with friends.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
no, it's obviously I admire what you guys can do, but I don't think I would think of the humor of it differently, although it is validating to hear feedback.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
But you don't want to
and it feels
re-say
nice
it.
to hear
He's
that,
got some
yeah.
funny musings that he
I
writes down.
re-say it.
What? Oh, sorry, I missed something. What?
I said, but you don't have no interest in re-saying it over and over, and he goes,
but I will.
I re-say it.
Different group, if it's different groups of friends, but yeah.
Well,
in front of others
he
might be
writes
too
things down, and
stressful for me.
he has very funny thoughts and a great way of thinking.
What is it? Like you've got two notebooks. One is like moon rocks. The other one is like sunbeams.
Maybe still cool tomorrow.
Still cool tomorrow. What's the moon rocks?
Oh, moon samples.
Moon samples. There we go. See, I remembered.
So, anyways, guys, patreon.com/Poundcast is how you can carry on with us, and you get the episodes 2 days early than a regular episode. They come out on Wednesday. Okay, you get the bonus stuff. Sometimes there's other little fun things on there too, little tidbits and things. But the main thing is you get the bonus time, and it's fun. We're gonna have some fun talking, but we're gonna get into some of your musings, I think.
Let's muse it out.
And then also, if you want to watch the show, you can watch it on YouTube, youtube.com/thepoundcast, and we're on Instagram @thepoundcast, and I think there's a Twitter account also @thepoundcast, and TikTok account too. I think it's still around @thepoundcast. And that's about it. Thank you to Aaron Bruntgart behind the boards, okay? And also thank you to Jack Birch behind the other boards, okay? And I think that's going to do it for us here at the Poundcast, and we'll see you next week. And thanks again to Mike and Ramin Nazer, Mike Fischer. And that's it for me. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Pimples.
Bye-bye.
Brent talking. Brent, what will Brent talk about today? Brent talking to some pimples. Brent will talk to friends, and Brent talking on the Poundcast.